welcome back to the Bachelor The Morning After. I am Zuri Hall here with Ashley Iaconetti Haibon.
Hey.
Kristina Schulman.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Okay, so today we have a lot to get into. I loved this episode. It was so much drama. The drama I needed last week didn't come. So we're going to talk about everything from Victoria F and all of that meltdown madness to Madison's hometown date, which went really, really well, and everything in between. So you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So first up, let's jump into Madison's hometown date. It seemed like Peter really loved her family. Her family is so adorable. I was like, does it get more all-American and just endearing than this family? What do you guys think?
I think they're adorable.
Oh yeah, for sure. I loved their basketball date. And
Yeah.
she is talented.
Right. My boyfriend was like, do you understand the talent that it takes to do it?
Oh, I know. My husband was
I
doing
was
the same thing. It's like, no, she's really good.
Exactly.
I felt that she was really good, but the thing about this hometown is that the dad was a little scary, right? Very intimidating, but I don't think that we expected any less because we knew that she came from a religious background.
Right.
I think the biggest issue at this hometown is like her parents are like, have you been clear about your morals and values?
And it's becoming clear to us that she has not had a conversation at all.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? I would say, is it a recipe for disaster? It kind of feels like it's gonna be the way they're building this up with the super teases. But what do you think about the fact that Madison hasn't just come out and told him that she's saving herself for marriage?
I mean, fantasy suites, I think it's an appropriate time to kind of before that.
Yeah.
I
say
agree. I mean, Fantasy Suite Week, some people may think you're cutting it too close, and then some people may be like, well, that's the appropriate week to start talking about that.
Yeah.
Remember, Becca Tilley didn't tell Crystal until Fantasy Suite Week.
Yeah.
I just think that with Madison, it might be such a big deal in her life that maybe she needs to be more vocal about her faith because they did talk about it once.
Yeah.
But
I think, with her mentioning before, Fantasy Suites is more appropriate. Like, if she mentioned it earlier on, and he didn't, I don't know, keep her around, it's like everybody else in the world knows her business.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that makes sense.
She was maybe
didn't want
protecting
them.
her privacy just
Yes,
for
right.
herself in case she didn't make it.
that's a good thought. Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like because it's such a big part of her life, it seems like it. Like even when she got home, the first thing her mom does is pull her to the bedroom and talk about it. That would make me feel like I might want to not lead with it because it's not like the defining thing about one's personality, but maybe talk about it a little sooner just if it's that important, because it's not just about I don't necessarily want to hook up with you in the fantasy suite. We see in the super tease, it's about I don't want you hooking up with anyone else either. So I don't know. I think that might be something you want to talk about sooner.
How active, well, I don't know, active is the right word, Peter is.
Yeah,
active is the word.
Active is the word. Yeah, that's we're talking about this last week. We're like, we know how sexual he can be, so like this might be an actual big deal for him.
Yeah.
There's lots of things about what
Tell
the
us the
super
things.
tease, the super tease says. So, I just wonder if there's going to be double standard when it comes to like when Madison says she doesn't want him sleeping with anyone else, and what happened last season with Luke telling Hannah that he didn't want her sleeping with anyone else. It's obviously Luke had lots of issues beyond, that statement. But it'll be interesting to see how Madison goes down, because fundamentally, you're like telling somebody else what to do with their body.
Right.
And that's the crux of like both arguments. So we'll see how she handles this.
The only thing that I kind of get with Madison's situation is, yes, like telling someone what to do with their body, not okay. However, if you're approaching this process as this is my boyfriend, this is who I'm dating, that is 100% something that I would expect of my boyfriend if that's the journey I was on.
And that's what I would say if you would rewind and think about the Luke and Hannah situation. It's like, well, he was looking at her like it was his girlfriend, because I do say that like I think it's okay for Madison to say this because she's like, I'm in a relationship with you.
Yeah. And if at the end of the day it's like choose, well then this is a part of him choosing her if he chooses her, right?
Totally. And you'd think that like if he thinks that she's the one, that he'd be willing to not. Let's go over to Hannah Ann, because he says I'm falling in love with you to Hannah Ann this episode.
I don't know how I felt about that.
It was so bad.
Especially because her dad was like, please do not tell my daughter this.
I know.
Unless you 100% mean it. And he's like, cool. I'm in love with you. I'm falling in love with you.
I saw it, and then I took a day, and then I was like, did I watch that correctly?
Yeah.
And then I had to go back last night to rewatch it, and it confirmed. He said,
Yeah.
"Do not say this,"
Yeah.
and then 5 seconds later, I fell in love with him.
Yeah.
So I would not want you, I'll ask you as a father, I'd rather you not say that to her unless you truly mean it.
I can honestly say that I am falling in love with you.
I think like her dad was trying to like, hey, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Like, don't say it unless she's the last one standing.
That's okay. So that's
Right.
so that's why I went back, because I was like, what was his wording of this?
Yeah.
And he did say, don't tell her unless you're like pretty darn sure.
That she's gonna be the one.
And I think Peter in that moment was like, no, I'm pretty darn sure. But I think what the dad meant was if she's the one.
Yeah.
If she's the one, you can say it.
Right. Okay. Okay, so now it's time for Throwing Shade, where we break down the night's shadiest moments. And let's start with 2 words. Victoria F. That's a letter. The second one isn't a word. A word in the letter.
So much drama all the time. I'm
Victoria.
so ready to just like not.
Okay, so Peter's ex showed up and kind of warned him, you're a really great guy. I think you deserve a good girl. I just want to let you know, Victoria's bad news. Do we believe her? Where there's smoke, there's usually fire. And this isn't the first time that Victoria F has gotten into some drama.
I think it's just weird all around. It's been 8 years. Anything can happen. Like,
Yeah.
Wait, it's been 8 years
the relationship.
since the ex.
Yeah, the ex.
Since
Since the
Marissa.
person, yes.
Who
Yeah.
Marissa's all over the internet. Her face is everywhere. However, they blurred out her face.
Do we believe her that, like, Victoria F definitely comes with her share of drama? Do we believe this, that she's breaking up relationships? We've talked about the rumors and the things circulating online. Do we think it's true?
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I just heard stuff. I just think it's Victoria's place to maybe say something about that if she's going to get in a relationship with this man. I don't know if it was anyone else's business. I know like they dated in the past 8 years ago, and she still thinks he's a great guy and all of that, but I don't know if it was her place.
Madison, we see, gets upset because he sleeps with somebody else.
Right.
So it seems. And it's going to be so ironic of if what gets in the way of him and Madison being together is Peter sleeping with a woman who has a tendency of breaking up relationships.
Oh my gosh. Do we think it'll be Victoria? I think it'll be Victoria. Well, we'll see. I don't know. Who knows? Like if it's Victoria or if it's Hannah Ann. I think it's. They just have so much
could be
chemistry
both.
too.
It
Like,
could
you can cut
definitely
it
be
with a
both.
knife. It could go either
Yeah.
way. But I don't know. I think Victoria.
Peter is very passionate about Victoria. There's a reason, like
There's some tension there.
terrible communication, but maybe they'll get better at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm figuring
What?
things out in my head.
Is it all coming together?
Yes.
It's done.
Yes. So what's going to happen is that Victoria F is going to have the first overnight. He's going to
Okay.
sleep with her.
Okay.
Then it's going to go to Madison, and then then Madison's going to be like, I can't have you sleep with anyone else. And the person that he ends up having already slept with was Victoria, and then he'll opt to not sleep with Victoria Ann. I mean, Hannah Ann.
I was like, Victoria Ann,
Victoria
who's
Ann.
that?
Hannah Ann. So do you see now this makes Victoria F even more of a villain, because we're not going to villainize Hannah Ann more, but we're going
And
to.
it's only Victoria who falls
Yeah.
on the sword.
Yeah.
And it's easy to be
Yeah.
mad at her because she's just
Yeah.
been doing crazy stuff all
Yeah.
season.
Does it make a difference if Peter told Madison that he was falling in love with her? Or what is it? Not this. Like, and he sleeps with Victoria, or let's say if it's Victoria.
Do you mean, does it make a
Because
difference?
he's telling Madison that he's falling in love with her.
Yeah.
And he's going around and like,
Sleeping with someone else?
yeah.
I don't think so, only because it depends on when he said that. Like, if it's before he knew what Madison expected or wanted, like, I think it's within the realm of reason that he would be like, I'm falling in love with 3 girls, and I might sleep with 1 or 2 or 3 of them. You know what I mean? If he says that knowing that Madison doesn't want him hooking up with someone else, still hooks up with them and is like, but I'm falling in love with you, Madison. I don't know. That's not cool.
It's still not cool.
But I don't think so. I don't think he knows.
I'm thinking at this point, the best thing that could happen to Peter is that he ends up with no one, and in a couple months, he rekindles things with Hannah B.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like Madison is. I
think it's gonna
think
be Victoria.
it's all gonna fall. You think it's gonna be
I think it
Victoria?
might be Victoria.
Oh my gosh. I'm so stressed just thinking about that for Peter.
I'm thinking that as I told you, I mean, I thought that Victoria F was going to be eliminated this week, But
Now,
I'm thinking that, well, maybe I think she might be top 2 now. I'll be honest, I think I even hinted last week, like I knew that Victoria F had a reputation for breaking up relationships. It's one of the few spoilers that I saw. But of course, when I saw that spoiler, I was like, oh, she makes it to hometowns. He finds us out there. She's gone. She's gone at hometowns.
Yeah.
And then I was like, mind boggled to see that
she's staying. I knew she was staying the whole time.
Really?
Yes, because I don't think there's a more real moment on the show than that type of relationship. Like, there's always that one person who you can't quit no matter how much you're supposed to. My boyfriend and I were watching this, and he was like, oh my gosh, she's so hot, but she's going home. And I was like, baby, I'm telling you right now, this woman is staying around because, first of all, she's stunning. So she's gorgeous, and you just look in those big brown eyes. I was getting lost in there.
I know.
Whatever. So that is one thing.
Yeah.
Secondly, she's so good at kind of like flipping it, and Peter's such a good, sort of innocent seeming guy that by the end of it, it's almost like she's waiting for him to apologize.
Well, which he did.
Not even doing anything.
He apologized. He goes, I'm sorry if you thought that I was more on her side than your side. I'm like, I cannot believe you're apologizing to her. She didn't answer your question. Well, I guess she did answer your question. She did answer.
She was like, I can't do this.
Seriously? Okay. Again, had to go back and rewatch. She says, I've never broken up a relationship. It was like 2 sentences of denial, and then a total flip completely throws him off.
So bad.
And what I'm mind boggled. I'm sorry, befumbled, as Hannah B would say. I know. I'm sorry, but like, what? He addressed it once.
Yeah.
I don't know if he addressed it again and it didn't make air, but like it appears as if he's only addressed the allegations one time.
I know.
She goes back to his hotel room the next morning, doesn't ask again.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I like Victoria, but I don't like the relationship that is forming between the two of them.
It just seems so unhealthy.
Yes, that's
so unhealthy.
He goes, 99% of the time we're great.
He said 99%?
Yeah, and I go,
Peter,
99.
Bad math. Wow.
That's like 50%, if not more than 50.
Exactly. They're so exhausting. Like, the fact that I'm triggered watching them go through life now, like when they went to the Hunter Hayes concert, I was like, wait, no, the last time this happened, it didn't end well. No more country music artists. Like, I feel so invested in this toxic, like, cycle. I just want it to end so I can be less stressed.
Keeping her.
He is, he's sprung for sure.
Yeah, no, the moment he was like, I'm not making a decision now, I was like, oh, so he's keeping her.
So she's staying, exactly. Let's move on to a fun round of roses or thorns.
Victoria, can I accept this rose?
So I'm gonna give you guys moments. If you liked it, give it a rose. If you weren't into that moment, give it a thorn.
Okay.
First up, Peter eliminating Kelsey over Victoria F.
Thorn.
Roses?
Roses.
Interesting.
Because he's following his heart. He's I don't know.
Yeah. No, he's definitely following his heart.
And if he doesn't feel with Kelsey, like, yes, it's sad, but someone has to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
that's true. Someone just
Respectable.
has to go. Okay. Hannah Ann getting the first rose. Rose, I mean, I don't really care one way or the other. I was surprised. I thought Madison would get the first one.
They're just trying to throw us off.
Yeah.
He's just trying to throw us off.
Yeah.
So, Rose.
Peter finally trying crab rangoon with Kelsey for the first time. Is that how you say that?
Delicious. That's basically just like fried like cream cheese and crab.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Rose.
And so obviously Rose.
Madison giving Peter the ultimatum, saying that she can't move forward with him if he sleeps with someone else in that super tease we saw.
Oh, I don't know.
I will say Rose.
I
because
say
it's
Rose,
the moment we've been waiting for of
too.
her just speaking her truth. Like, it's her reality, it's her truth, it's how she feels about it.
Yeah.
So Rose for articulating it. I wouldn't give him a thorn for denying that request because he's within his rights not to, but I think it's good that she just told him.
I think it's a Rose too. You think it's, I don't know that it's an ultimatum. I don't really know, you guys. We really have to see how this unfolds and how she does it. It's all about her approach.
Yeah. Like, if she's trying to, like, not bully him. She's not
I
bully him
don't
into
know.
it,
This
but
is a very sticky situation.
I'm trying really hard not to make a joke.
Okay. Were you gonna say like that's what she said or something?
Something so childish and like 7th grade boy. But anyways, I think it is a Rose because look, that's her right to make that choice for herself. it's within the realm of reason for her to say that's what she expects from her boyfriend.
Yeah.
If that's how they're supposed to approach it. And he's totally within his rights to be like, I am falling in love with you, but I have to deny that request. Like, I think they're both, I don't see anything thorny about that.
You're right.
Like, what's bad about her
No,
saying,
you're totally right.
sticking to what she believes in?
Yeah, she can say it, and he has
And
a
he can-
choice to
yeah,
deny it.
Exactly.
Yes.
And it sounds like it's too late, whatever he does. Because he's already
I can't wait to see his
fantasy
face
suited.
drop.
No. Can you imagine? That's
But I'm sorry, I don't want his pain, but I also do
know,
like
I
the
know.
TV.
I know, it's good TV. That's what sucks the most about it, is knowing that likely he didn't know. And so it's too late to make the choice because he probably maybe hooked up with someone before he knew.
Oh, if
It's a terrible situation.
if only she told him during the same conversation
Sooner.
that she said I'm a virgin during. Which, nope, she had to wait for the second part.
Man.
So,
course.
yeah, then he can't be blamed.
Yeah,
If, like,
no.
if she didn't tell him at hometowns,
Yeah.
and he went ahead and did. If actually your logic is really good here. How the fantasy
That's
and then it happens.
Yeah.
it's gonna go.
I think it's tragic. We'll see. I love how we're doing all of this from a 30-second.
I know, right? It's like every week
how
we
this plays
break
out.
down. Half of our breakdown is the episode. The other half is an interpretation of the super
what
tease.
might happen.
Yeah.
According to that dude.
There's speculation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, fun as always, ladies. Thank you so much.
So fun.
All right, guys. So if you liked that,
Like.
And subscribe.